Hi, I'm William Vokey. Please make a donation to Carnegie's annual fund. Your donations directly support programs like the video you're about to watch. These are difficult times. Help keep alive these voices for ethics. Visit carnegiecouncil.org, click the heading Mark Support. Thanks.
Traditional terrorism studies defines terrorist groups and insurgent groups in ways that it's kind of very hard to separate the two. You know, terrorists and insurgents are very kind of similar, but I draw a functional distinction. A terrorist group draws its ability to operate, its freedom of movement, and in a military sense, its center of gravity from the tightness of its network. Clandestine cells that are secret, that operate together, that have access to resources and can conduct terrorist activity. Insurgents are not like that. Insurgents draw their freedom of movement and their strength and their ability to operate from their ability to manipulate and mobilize a social base. So the terrorist hides within a broader society. The insurgent manipulates and rides a social wave. Al-Qaeda is an insurgency, not a traditional terrorist group. And we can talk about that in a little more detail if you like, but there are 1.6 billion Muslims in the world. Most of Al-Qaeda's successes have been achieved by manipulating and exploiting, and we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail in a minute, the grievances of local groups and pointing them all in the same direction. They are not the only, but they're probably the most prominent of these, what I call counter-globalizers. So if you think about the people we were just talking about in terms of the backlash against globalization, if you think about those people as anti-globalization, Al-Qaeda are not anti-globalization. They're pro-globalization. It's just a very different version of globalization from what we're talking about. It's a global caliphate. It's a use of all the tools of globalization, but in the service of different ideology. Al-Qaeda, paradoxically, along with some of the other groups, such as some environmental protesters and the anti-World Economic Forum protesters, are one of the most globalized and globally networked organizations ever. So it's not that they're anti-globalization, they're just serving a very different version of how they want the world to look.